Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08 and welcome to the 37th episode of my Rails of Industry Minecraft series. In today's episode, I hope to build a system that will automatically destroy the end crystals that spawn on top of the obsidian obelisks in the end when the ender dragon is spawned. So let's get started. The first thing I want to build is some redstone wireless transmitters and receivers. So let's take a look at this. So the redstone transmitter is the first thing, and let's go ahead and see what we need for that. We need a machine base, and all this other stuff is pretty elementary. I think I have machine bases automated, so that is cool. Let me go ahead and grab some more blank patterns because it looks like I need a few more of those right there. And then let's get the redstone receiver, and that should be right here. So that looks to be pretty easy as well. I'm going to need 2 transmitters today, and then something like I'm gonna say 14 receivers. I'm gonna grab a few extras just in case, but I think 14 is the right number. So let's go ahead and grab 2 of the transmitters, and then like I said, let's grab 20 of these guys just to be safe. And here's the transmitters. Let's grab those, and the receivers take a little bit longer because they have the redstone comparators, so that just takes a little bit longer to craft. But they are now done, and so I think I have most everything else that I need. I have some redstone relays, some detector tracks. I do need minecart, and let's go ahead and grab a few extras of those, as well as maybe a few chests. And then I think I have everything else I need for the system today. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head over to the end, and I'm going to take my high-speed rail to get there. And once I'm at the end, I will be right back. So I made it to the end all right, and I am underneath the portal where I have my spawning mechanism set up, because I'm going to be using this area. And the first thing I want to do is I actually want to clear a little bit more area here. And when I say a little bit, I should probably clear out a decent amount of area, because I am going to be using this button for some additional stuff. Basically, it's going to also kickstart the mechanism I'm going to be building today, in addition to the spawning mechanism, which it already starts. So let's do some excavating here, and thankfully this flux board just gets things done really, really quick. Because I am going to need some area. I don't know how much just quite yet, but the first thing I'm going to be doing here in a second is I'm going to be building essentially a timer out of rails, and I need that timer to last a decent amount of time. I need it to last for about 30 seconds, so I will need a little bit of zigzagging track here. I'm not sure how much, so we're gonna have to figure that out, but let's take some structural duct. And we can get rid of some stuff if I go ahead and set down a chest somewhere. Let's just do it over here in this corner. Let's get rid of stuff we definitely don't need, like endstone, and then let's get rid of some track. I need the track. I'm a moron. Okay, so let's start to build this. The first thing I want to build is I actually want to build up just a little bit here. And let's build, and that's not the right location. I'm actually going to have to structural duct this over to a location. Let's try, actually not right there, but one over. Let's try this. What we're going to do here is we're going to have some regular track, and then we're going to have some booster track here. And we're going to have some structural duct right here. So this will be pretty simple. That'll be an input. This will be an output. And for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this redstone relay, because I do not want to activate this system over here. I do want to test that this is going to work over here. So, okay, that works fine. That's cool. So let's put the structural duct back down real fast and not actually complete it. I just want to set this structural duct back up. This needs to be an output on red, so that's cool. Okay, so let's start to build our timer. I should have brought some redstone torches, but I have levers, and that will actually serve just as well. So let's go ahead and start some zigzagging here. So I think what I have in mind is put some, let's actually do this to make things a little bit easier. And then we can go ahead and put some of our levers here. And I can always make more levers. I have the cobblestone and I have wood to make more levers. So let's go ahead and see how far we can go with the booster track. And actually, if I... Okay, so I need a return track. This'll be the return track over here. And then that return track will simply bring it back to the beginning here. Let's continue to zigzag this around. And completely forgot, you can't use the booster track on corners. That is okay by me. So right now, I'm just completely guessing with this. I think that should be a decent amount of track. And let's build just a little bit more over here. Let's put a lever down here. Obviously a lever down here. A lever here. Basically in the corners here. And then let's go ahead and complete the track, complete all the corners here. Okay, so let's set down our cart. How this is going to work is we're going to have a cart here, and then we're going to hit this button. I actually need to time this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time this off camera because I need my timer. I need my phone for that. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button. It'll start rolling. It'll go through the motions here. It'll come back and it should stop right here. I really hope it stops. Okay, so we're going to need to adjust this a little bit. Let's slow this down, and I think that should work fine. Yes, it looks like that's going to work, and then if I hit that again, it'll redo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time this, and if it doesn't last long enough, which I don't think it will, I will just extend this track over, and once I have this to about 30 seconds, I will be right back. So I've expanded my track considerably, and I now have a timer that lasts about 31.3 seconds. So what I'm going to do from this is I'm going to lay down 2 detector tracks, and these will be used to power some redstone mechanisms. The first of which, or the primary one, I'm going to put right here, but there's going to be another one that I'm going to put, let's say... actually, you know what? Let's move this one. Let's put it as far as we can. Let's put it right here. And then this other one, I think... Let's try right here. I'm not sure if that'll work exactly like I planned, but we can try. So let's go ahead and... I think I'm going to go ahead and set down my redstone transmitters. So let's see right here. Right click with another transmitter or receiver to pair. Okay, so that's cool. And then I need another transmitter to be right here. And I will need to rotate this around. I think I can use this. I can, so that's cool. I think this will work. I'm not 100% sure on that. Okay, so this first one over here. And yeah, let's do it this way. So this first one will be, let's link it to 18 of these first. Actually, let's do this one first. Okay, so all I did there was I took my 2 redstone receivers and I right-clicked them on this redstone transmitter. That set them to channel 1. The redstone transmitter is now channel 1 as well, so this redstone transmitter is linked with these 2 redstone receivers. And then the other receivers are going to be linked to this redstone transmitter, and they will be channel 2. So that's kind of nice to see. So one more thing that I realized I forgot that I needed to bring are angel blocks, and I need to go back to my main base to get these. Angel blocks are made like this, and I will need a few of these to set up the next step of this contraption. So what I'm going to do now is, actually, let's go ahead and play test this real fast. So how I can test this is, let's get a redstone receiver. Let's go ahead and plop this guy down. And actually, I want to rotate him just a little bit to be facing over here. And then let's get a booster track and put it right here. What should happen when the cart passes over the track, and this will be, I think, the first one over there, this booster track should light up. Actually, it's the second one. So hopefully when the minecart passes over that track, this booster track will light up, which means that everything over there is set up correctly as far as the transmitters with the detector tracks. So she's almost here. Let's see. Fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, so like I said, I need to run back to my main base and get some angel blocks, and once I have those, I will be back. I have my angel blocks now, which are critical to my operation because you are allowed to place angel blocks in the middle of the air, and I will show you what I mean here in a second. You don't need to have a block to place them on. You can just go ahead and click, and they will place down. So that is why I need these, because I'm going to be building some stuff up in the sky. So the first thing I'm going to do here is let's find an obelisk, and let's choose this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly up, and this one is at Z0 X42, so let's fly up. I want to fly up to Y level about 200, and that's where I'm going to place down my angel block here, and then we're going to start building from there. One of the things I'm going to be using today, or one of the mechanics I'm going to be using today to my advantage, is that TNT carts will explode on impact. So today I'm not going to be using any priming track for my TNT carts, and that'll be kind of critical to how I set everything up today. So let's go ahead and actually let's do on the bottom side of this and just build out a little bit here. And just for the sake of consistency, I think I'm going to build my cart deployer systems to the north a little bit of the actual crystals. So let's set up a little track here. Let's set up a cart deploy or a cart dispenser, and that should be right here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this track right here. Did I pick up my angel block? I did. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place another track up here, and let's get stone back out, because what I need to do is I need to set down one of my redstone receivers here, and I need to do this one. And let's go ahead and set it to be facing the cart dispenser. So on the other side over here, I can do it on the other side or in the back. But what we're going to do over here is we're going to use an ender chest, and this ender chest is filled with TNT carts. What we're going to do is, once this unfreezes, we are going to set this up to auto extract into this right here. So we should have a bunch of TNT carts coming into here, and let's go ahead and grab our conduit probe. And I think if I shift right click this, that should work. So I need to remember to set up my ender chest on the east side of all of my cart dispensers, but that should be cool. So let's go ahead and play test this system, and I should be able to do that with a button. So let's go ahead and slap this. It should, oh, I was really thinking it would fall. Maybe it needs just a little bit more. Let's try something else here. Let's try this. Oh my, let's not die. Let's try this real fast. Let's get a lever so that I can power this. Okay, so I'm not really sure why that didn't. Okay, so are we going to hit our mark? I think we're going to be a little bit off. Holy cow, just took out a load of Endermen though. Okay, so let me see exactly how far off we were. It's probably something like 3 blocks. That's nice. Look at all those Ender Pearls. So yeah, let's call it 3 blocks. So let's just move this system over 3 blocks. So I think that's what I'm going to do real fast, and I can go ahead and do this off camera, is I'm just simply going to move this whole island 3 blocks to the north, and then I'm going to come back and test that again. So once I have this island moved, I will be right back. So I just tested this system, and it looks to be all lined up, or at least lined up well enough. It did hit just maybe a block to the south, but it will definitely take out the end crystal from here. So what I'm going to do now is I need to replicate the system for each of the pillars. And actually, let's fly over to one of the pillars with the cage around it, because I need to do something a little bit differently for these guys. So let's fly over here and do this one real fast. And then I can go ahead and replicate the other ones off camera real quick, because it's literally building the same system over and over again. I do want to test this out before the end of the episode, so definitely am looking forward to that, because I'm pretty sure this will work very, very well, and I won't have any issues with it. It is high enough up to where the Ender Dragon, I don't think, will ever fly this high and damage any of this. So that's really, really cool. That's one of the reasons why I'm putting this stuff up so high, is that the Ender Dragon shouldn't fly up here and mess with any of it. So we're up to we're high enough now. So let's put that down. Let's go ahead and put some stone on the underside once again, and I do want to build this once again on the north side. I do need to build this a few blocks over, so let's, I think this, you know what, let's do one more. So these right here. So let's get rid of these other blocks. Let's go ahead and start putting down the track that we need. So we need this first. Let's do the cart dispenser next, the track on top, the redstone receiver, and I will need to spin that around, but that's okay. The ender chest, the conduit, exports, insert, and I guess I'm not using that probe that I should be using, but whatever. So let's spin this guy around with the correct thing. So that should output there. That's cool. That is channel 1, so that is what I want to see. And then let's go ahead and put down the lever for this guy. The only difference with the caged ones are that I'm going to be using both of my different receivers. So I have channel 1 over here, so I also am going to put a channel 2 receiver as well. So let's go ahead and get that down. Basically, it's going to be dropping 2 TNT carts instead of 1, and they're not going to be dropped at the same time. They will be dropped in a sequence that is, I don't know, maybe 2 seconds apart, give or take. So let's go ahead and test this system out if I can. And to actually do this, I'm going to need to make a button, and actually I think deploy it on the bottom here. So I think this will work if I, yeah, so that's cool. So let's see if we're going to hit our mark. Things are looking promising right here. So yeah, that's going to be good enough. Okay, so that even took out the crystal as well. I might go ahead and take away the second redstone transmitter and see if it's going to be good enough to get through the iron bars with just the one blast. I'm not sure if it will. Obviously, it did right there, so that's promising. So like I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and replicate this system for all of the other obsidian pillars that I don't have it replicated for just yet. And once I have that done, I will be back to test the system. Finally, I have all 10 of these islands made. Everything is exactly the same, all of the 10 islands. So let's go ahead and test this. And how we're going to test this is we're going to set up the spawner to work, and then we're going to hit the button. And hopefully everything works out like it should. And if it does, I'm going to be very, very happy. So let's go ahead and set up this redstone relay to be active again. So we just need to set this up to be an input, and let's hit the button. So this should start the spawning mechanism, And the cart is also rolling, so once it gets over here, it should set off the Redstone Transmitter, which should drop the carts onto the end crystals and destroy them. So let's see if we're gonna get that. I did need to hurry up and equip my bow because I needed to be ready to actually fight the dragon. Okay, so the carts are dropping. Let's see if we get them all. Okay, so I kind of think I got all of them. Not 100% sure, but things look real good right now anyways. So obviously this bow is really nice to have. I don't see any existing end crystals, and she's not healing any, so that is a good sign. Looks like the system worked. So I'm just going to take a quick rest over here. And like I said, she did not go out. She has not damaged them yet. Get back here. I can probably fire faster than I've been doing for the most part. Awesome. She is gone. It looks like the system worked flawlessly. It looks like I got all of them. Over here, it looks like maybe if I get unlucky, I won't get this one in the future. But everything worked out, so that's awesome. And the cart did stop, obviously, because if the cart didn't stop down below, it would have continued to send out more and more of the TNT carts. What I mean by the cart stopped, it stopped where it should. So everything looks good. I am excited about this. The next step is full automation of killing the Ender Dragon. That is definitely a lot more resource intensive than what I did today, and a lot more time intensive as well. But this is a really good start. So in today's episode, I set up this really long timer mechanism, basically, that allows me to drop cards onto the end crystals automatically. So that is pretty awesome, and obviously the system worked flawlessly first time around, so that's always nice to see. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you enjoy watching automation type stuff in modern Minecraft, like this crazy contraption that I built up here, definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.